Hello, thank you so much for watching. I am Pippi Peterson and I am just about to begin another mini renovation in my RV. This is my biggest wall here that is open where there's no cabinets or edges or corners, and when it's cold out and I touch the wall I can feel it's very cold, and when it's hot out, not even that hot, I can feel that the wall is really warm. So I thought, since it's wide open and easy to access, I would try to insulate it a little bit more. So what I plan to do is put 1.5 inches of insulation, rigid insulation, and cover it with wainscoting, and then put a little shelf on to kind of disguise it, so it literally just looks like a decorative kind of wall. So I'm about to get started and I can't wait to see the results. Alrighty, so my first task is I'm going to put the shelf up first, and it's not a shelf actually, it is a baseboard, a totally finished one, so I don't have to paint or anything. I just buy it by the foot, and it was like $1 something per foot, so it's a great price for a shelf. So anyway, to make it a shelf I need to put the L braces into the shelf first. I could, which wouldn't be a good idea, but I could put these on the wall first, right? Like that, but then I have to make sure they're all even. So it's easier to put it on the shelf first. So I'm basically, where the shelf will go, I'm screwing these in to the baseboard. And to make sure that the L side is flush with the back of the shelf, so to make sure that like this side here is flush with the back of the shelf like that, I'm using something square, so I'm using my tape measure, but you can use anything square like a block or whatever, and just setting it against the baseboard and then pushing this up against it. That way I know it's gonna fit perfectly with the wall. I got all the little braces onto my shelf. Alrighty, so my shelf is done, and I have the insulation up here because I want to test if I need to cut it a little bit more before I get the shelf up and, you know, pretty permanently screwed in. So I'm thinking that I might need to cut a little bit off of the insulation. I also need to cut the shelf because I got a little bit extra, and it is definitely too extra. So I'm going to have to cut the shelf about 4 or 5 inches. And then also you can see that it's going like right up to the metal, and I want it to go right below, right where the edge is. So I'm probably going to have to cut off about a 1/4 inch or so on the styrofoam. Though it looks like I only have to cut it off in a few places because in some spots it's lower and in some spots it's higher. So that's easy. Now I just gotta cut the shelf. But it looks great already. I'm so excited. Look at that. My little drink shelf. Cool. So this stuff cuts really well with a razor blade. And I had to cut this at the store. I used the razor blade that they had at the store because I couldn't get it in my car. So anyway, it cuts great with a razor blade. Since instead of cutting, like, because it's so thick you can't use just one swipe, so I'm using this. This is like an awesome knife, and unfortunately I don't know, it's called Frost from Sweden. But it's a great knife for like so many things. I don't know, is it a hunting knife? I'm not sure. But I bought it from a roommate of mine when I lived in a small camping kind of town. And they had lots of people like that selling knives like this. So I got it for a good deal. I think it was like $6 or $7. But anyway, that's how I got this knife. And it's great. And so it's actually working like really well for this. I'm just going to clean up. Instead of like taking this thing back out the door, it's easier just to get it messy and then like clean up instead of, I don't know, maybe it is easier to take it out. And this foam, you know, it's called Artec. I think it's called something else. Oh, Insul foam. It is insulation made with foam versus fiberglass or other sort of fibers. And it has an R rating of 7.7. There was another one that had a different kind of fiber, maybe fiberglass, and it was the same thickness. This whole thing, and mind you, this is like almost half cut, you know, it's 4 feet by 8 feet, or 3, maybe it's 3, yeah, it's 4 feet by 8 feet. It costed me like $6.37. So I could have gone up just only a little more than 1 R value and gotten a board same size for like almost 30 bucks. So I chose the 7.7 versus the 9.4, I think it was, because I'm not insulating my roof. You know, I'm only putting on like a piece of the wall, so I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm just hoping. I mean, it should work a little bit. So anyway, I went with the $6 one. I'm getting these little foam things everywhere. And it's actually probably better because if it's inside I can clean it up. Otherwise outside these little dots would fly around. Yeah, with this knife you can actually cut firewood with this. You can actually hammer down on it. I mean, it's like super high carbon, so if that means something to you, maybe you have a better idea, but it's a very good knife. Well, I trimmed off enough of the styrofoam that where the shelf pretty much rests is right at the edge of the window, so that's exactly what I wanted. And as long as I've got the styrofoam here, it's kind of balancing the shelf, so I can actually access 2 of the L braces on the edges. So I'm going to use that to get it started, and then I'll let the styrofoam fall and get the other L braces. I got my shelf up, and it looks awesome. And I have a ton of dots everywhere. So I got a bit of cleaning before I continue. So now that I have my insulation cut to the perfect size to fit under my shelf that I've got fully installed, I'm going to use liquid nails as the adhesive to adhere the insulation to the wall. All right. looks about even. There we go. So I'd say the one thing I'm not really sure how to do is I'm not exactly sure how to kind of keep pressure on this so that in hopes to have it adhere a little better. So maybe I will just come by and, press it for a while. I'm not sure. It's been 24 hours since I stuck the insulation to the wall with the liquid nails, and now that it's dry, I want to put the wainscoting, adhere that to the insulation. I'm going to use the same liquid nails to do that. Well, I finished the wall and I'm very pleased with it. I'm very excited. I think it's beautiful as well as functional. It does happen to be a warmer day today, and when I touch the wall, it doesn't seem as hot as it used to be. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more insulation during the warmer months and the cooler months. Anyway, visit my RV Living forum today at pippenings.com. There's a lot of really great information on there, a lot of good contributors, questions and answers, and also get your bumper sticker. So subscribe for more upcoming videos.